Thank you very much for joining us today on the How to Get Involved in National Cybersecurity Awareness Month webinar. We've got a lot of information to get through today. We're going to be quite in the weeds, but just first to go through a few housekeeping items. Okay, so this webinar is being recorded. It will be uploaded to StaySafeOnline.org, most likely by the end of the week, if not early next week. The presentation slides will also be made available to download. We will be sending an email to let everybody know when it is available. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please use the Q&A chat box. We will get to as many of them as we can, or ones that we can answer on the webinar. If you have any other questions that don't get answered, or would just like to send them in any way to ensure that they do, you can send them to the information email account for Stay Safe Online, which will be made available at the end of the webinar as well. Okay, just to go into the presenters today, with me today I have Jennifer Cook, who is the Director of Programs and Special Events for the National Cybersecurity Alliance. Jennifer is all things NICSAM and Data Privacy Day and Stop and Connect for NCSA. And then we have Nancy Limauro, who's Cybersecurity Awareness Program Lead for our good partners at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. And my name is Danielle Taylor. I'm the Director of Digital and Social Media for the National Cybersecurity Alliance, and I also lead the National Cybersecurity Alliance's Champions Program for both Data Privacy Day and National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. I'm going to hand it over to Nancy just to let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here with you today, and I'm very excited to be here next to my colleagues to discuss National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So, as Danielle mentioned, I am from the Department of Homeland Security, from the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which is kind of a mouthful, or otherwise known as CISA. We're actually brand new. We were created last November by executive order, but our predecessor, as you may know, was even more of a mouthful. That was the National Protection and Programs Directorate. Like, what does that even mean? So, because that was so confusing, and no one knew what the National Protection and Programs Directorate was, we basically rebranded ourselves into CISA. And rebranding CISA in a little reorganization, basically what we were doing is realigning the structure of our organization to better reflect our core cybersecurity and infrastructure resilience mission. So put simply, CISA is responsible for protecting the nation's critical infrastructure from physical and cyber threats. We focus on a variety of priorities, but one of the many ways we are doing that is focusing on national cybersecurity awareness. Jen, back over to you.
Thanks, Nancy. So for those unfamiliar with the National Cybersecurity Alliance, we are the nation's leading nonprofit public-private partnership promoting cybersecurity and privacy education and awareness. We create and implement broad-reaching education and awareness efforts with our partners to empower users at home, work, and school with the information they need to keep themselves, their organizations, their systems, and their sensitive information safe and secure online, and encourage a culture of cybersecurity. In addition to National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, our core efforts include Data Privacy Day every January 28th, which is an international effort to empower individuals and businesses to respect privacy, safeguard data, and enable trust. Whether you're an individual looking to better manage your privacy and how your data is collected and shared, or a business collecting, using, and storing that information, Data Privacy Day reminds everyone to value and protect their information. Another program is Cybersecure My Business, a national program helping small and medium-sized businesses learn to be safer and more secure online. The program consists of a series of in-person, highly interactive, and easy-to-understand workshops and webinars based on the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, cybersecurity framework, teaching SMBs on how to identify valuable business assets that others want, learning how to protect those assets, detecting when something has gone wrong, responding quickly and implementing an action plan, and learning what resources are needed to recover after a breach. We also co-lead Stop and Connect with the Department of Homeland Security. It's the global online safety education and awareness campaign to help all digital citizens stay safer and more secure online. We will go into more detail about Stop and Connect later on in the call, but the Just to give an overview, the program offers a library of resources, all available for free to download and share. And for all of these programs, we work very closely with our board member companies and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency that Nancy just mentioned. Next, I'll go into a bit about the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month for anybody that's unfamiliar, or if this is your first time participating. National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, or NCSAM as we like to call it, was launched in 2004, and it's a collaborative effort between government and industry to ensure every American has the resources they need to stay safer online and to create a safer, more secure, and more resilient cyber world. Observed every October, the campaign includes participation from industry, engaging their customers and employees, as well as government, academia, nonprofits, and the general public. Since its original inception under leadership from the Department of Homeland Security and NCSA, NCSAM has grown exponentially, reaching consumers, small and medium-sized businesses, corporations, educational institutions, and young people across the nation. And now in its 16th year, NCSAM continues to build momentum and impact, co-led by NCSA and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency. Last year, there was tremendous engagement with our materials and sharing of key messages and advice, whether it was linking to NCSA resources, showcasing the themes, or the promotion of our partners' programs. The organic growth gained really great momentum. This October, our goal is to remind everyone that cybersecurity is everyone's business. The overarching theme and calls to action for 2019, which I'll highlight in a moment, are all about enhancing cybersecurity at home and in the workplace. So CISA and NCSA are very excited to present the fresh new look, rebranding, and updated overarching theme for 2019, Own It, Secure It, Protect It. We are working together to emphasize the role each individual plays and stress the importance of taking proactive steps to enhance cybersecurity at home and at work through this theme. Own It, Secure It, Protect It promotes personal accountability and encourages proactive behavior through its clear and simple calls to action, which I will review. So we break up the theme into its three components, as you can see on the slide. Own It is about understanding your digital profile and understanding the devices and applications you use every day to help keep you and your information safe and secure. Secure It is all about protecting yourself against cyber threats by learning about security features available on the equipment and software you use. And Protect It is about maintaining your digital profile and familiarizing yourself and routinely checking your settings to help protect your privacy and limit cyber crimes. So under each section, we've listed out a few calls to action that we will be promoting throughout the month and suggested messages that you can use within your own organizations and communities. For Own It, these suggested messages include: 1, never click and tell. Encourage everyone to think about what they're sharing on social media before they post, and take a second to think about the risks when posting things like selfies, tagging geolocations, or sharing details about where they work or the places they frequent. 2, update your privacy settings. This can be used to encourage employees and consumers to update privacy settings to their comfort level, especially on their most used services and apps. Many settings allow users to have more control over what others can learn and know about them. And 3, keep tabs on your apps. This is all about best practices for using device applications. It's as easy as remembering to read and review what you give your apps access to and making sure to keep them updated or deleting them if you no longer use them. Apps can pose a risk to the overall security of devices if forgotten. Next, under Secure It, we're highlighting calls to action, including 1, shake up your passphrase protocol, encouraging everyone to get into the habit of using strong, unique passphrases rather than just relying on changing your password all the time to stay secure. 2, double your login protection. This message focuses on using multi-factor authentication tools available, such as biometrics, security keys, or a unique one-time code through an app on your mobile device to better secure your online accounts. 3, shop safe online. Take security precautions. Think about the consequences of your actions online and enjoy the conveniences of technology with peace of mind while you shop online. And 4, play hard to get with strangers. This is all about learning how to spot and avoid phishing attempts. A malicious email can look just like it comes from a financial institution, an e-commerce site, a government agency, or any other service or business. It's important that your employees and customers know how to spot these scams. Lastly, recommended protected calls to action include: 1, if you connect, you must protect. Update to the latest security software, web browser, and operating systems as soon as those updates become available. This is one of the best ways you can keep your devices cyber secure. 2, stay protected while connected and learn how to safely connect to both public and at-home Wi-Fi. And 3, and this is mostly for businesses, but if you collect it, protect it. Make sure you're keeping your customer and consumers' data and information safe. And now I'll turn it back over to Nancy.
Great, thank you. So on this slide, you can find this year's NICSM logo with the Own It, Secure, and Protected theme. We also are providing a branded web button and a style guide. We ask that you add the logo to your NICSM 2019 resources and consider adding the web button onto your organization's website. And Danielle can tell you a little bit more about that.
Yep, I can. Thank you, Nancy. So all of the logos, including the style kit for color use and then font usage, can be downloaded at StaySafeOnline.org. The exact link is right there. But if you go to the resources section on NCSA's website, you will find it under the October section in that resources library. The logos are non-proprietary, provided that you are using them for their intended purpose of promoting National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. You do not need NCSA's or CISA's permission to use them, download them, put them on a big banner outside of your business, put them on a tip sheet to distribute to your employees. We just want to make sure that you guys are using them. Okay, so if you're going to be using them, what are you going to be using them on? So we wanted to kind of give people a rundown this year of some of the ways that we have seen people execute National Cybersecurity Awareness Month initiatives and campaigns in their organization. So I've broken it down into this first one here, which is internal and external communications. So the post about NICSAM on internal message boards. What this means is maybe you'll post best tips and practices, educational blogs that either exist on your website, on our website, or via an educational source that you trust. Posting on social media. This is something that we do constantly in the lead up to and throughout October. So you can post organizational communications on your social media, and that doesn't necessarily have to be tips and resources. It could also be a blog on thought leadership from your C-level executives talking about your commitment to cybersecurity and keeping your employees and customers safe. If you don't have resources or you're not sure what to say but would like to be involved, not to worry. We actually have sample messages that we have drafted that also include resources and the key messages that Jen spoke about earlier for you to use. They will be part of the toolkit, which we'll be going into more detail in a little bit later on. You could also distribute an email. We really like people spreading awareness to their engaged lists, be that internal or external. So we also have a sample email available to people as part of a special item in the toolkit as well. The final one there is distribute a press release. Now, a press release doesn't necessarily always have to go to the media. As I said, you could totally post this to your company corporate website and then leverage that as a communications channel through your social media accounts. We also have a sample template for your involvement in October as well that you can basically just fill out your organizational information to whatever extent you feel is necessary and make sure you're getting those key calls to action that are important to your company within that as well. Moving on to around the office. So for this one, this really obviously focuses on your employees. So the first thing we're going to ask you to do is distribute and hang up online safety materials and tip sheets throughout your office. That may be something that you already have that you could add the Data Privacy Day, the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month logo to, because that is non-proprietary. You can download it for free and just add it to an existing material, and there you go. You're implementing NICSAM into your organization. There's also going to be tip sheets available that you can print and add your logo to, for example. If you don't have the resources or aren't sure about specific messaging, you can take some of our tip sheets, download them, add your logo to them instead, and distribute them via that channel. You can also, if you have the resources, implement an engaging awareness campaign during October. So for this, we would recommend choosing an issue that is relevant to your organization. So choose topics such as strong passphrase protocol or multi-factor authentication, and educate your workforce about them. That gives you a very targeted channel of content, so you know exactly what you're looking to achieve and exactly what you're looking to communicate. We actually have many free resources available to actually help you execute this in the toolkit, as I keep mentioning, which, again, we will tell you about a little bit later on. And the last way to get involved, at least in our little presentation here, is to host an event. Now, when we say event, we mean, something that engages your audience. The last thing you want is kind of death by a PowerPoint for your, especially cybersecurity. I mean, it could get pretty boring for people unless you're making it engaging. So we recommend aligning your cybersecurity conversation, again, with what's most important and relevant to your business, organization, or school. For example, if you've been experiencing a rise in phishing attacks recently, you may want to focus your event on educating attendees on how to spot and report a phish. The best thing to do is really keep it lighthearted. Cybersecurity is a serious issue, but it shouldn't be scary for people, and often what we hear in our survey metrics and from other people is that they become overwhelmed with a lot of cybersecurity messaging. It should be empowering to them, and it should be educating them to navigate the internet and be able to do their jobs in a safe and secure manner. So why not host a pizza party or have a pumpkin carving workshop? It's October after all, and just implement some online safety education into it. Another thing you should do, if you can, is really get your C-suite engaged, so your CEO, your CFO, your COO, to emphasize the importance of cybersecurity to the entire organization. So it comes from the top, and it should go all the way down to the bottom to ingrain cybersecurity into corporate culture. And keep the learning experience fun. You don't have to only use text and tip sheets. You can implement video. There's lots of free, engaging, and fun videos out there that entertain. Some of them are absolutely hilarious, and educate and empower. You could also conduct live demonstrations. So that empowerment factor there is that the more secure your employees are at work, the more secure they're likely to be at home, simply because they know what they're doing to secure themselves. And there's also opportunity to recognize and reward engagement. People are always incentivized by prizes and swag and what they can get out of something. So provide participants with the opportunity to win prizes through gamification. You could do cybersecurity-related prizes with, messaging on T-shirts or stickers for performing well, or, quizzes and things during games. And then we also recommend inviting in an outside speaker to really pull in an audience. The National Cybersecurity Alliance is often available for speaking engagements, but you can also engage your local FBI office, regional Federal Trade Commission office, local InfoGuard group, a regional CISA cybersecurity advisor, a representative from the Attorney General's office, your city or state CISO, or get recommendations on get recommendations from local cybersecurity experts. And also there's the Better Business Bureau as well. Okay, next slide. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the Champions program, which we run here at NCSA. So this is really exciting. The Champions program is the official way to show your support for October. Now, champions represent those dedicated to promoting a safer, more secure, and more trusted internet. Being a champion is easy, and it does not require any financial support at all. We actually have all manner of, organizations, companies of all sizes, schools, school districts, colleges and universities, nonprofits, and community and government organizations. And you can also sign up as an individual. Okay, so why become a champion? Well, you'll receive the toolkit of all of those materials that I've mentioned in the ways to get involved to guide and assist you in executing a plan for October. Nancy will be providing a little bit further information about the toolkit shortly. We also provide special materials to champions, so that's things like the organization email to distribute to employees, the sample press release, which will announce your company or organization as a champion. And then you'll also get your name listed as you're an organization on NCSA's October website. You know, we had over 320,000 page views last year during October. So it's a great way to get some visibility and your name out there. And with that, I'm very happy to announce that the champion registration for 2019 is officially open. Woo! You can go and sign yourself up, sign your organization up as a champion right now. It's ready to go. We're extremely excited, and we're really looking to push and have thousands of registrants this year. That being said, the sooner you apply, the better, as we do have many people registering, and we want to make sure that those materials are in your hands. And we will start distributing those at the beginning of next week. Next slide. All right. Just to give you a little information on how to actually apply, as I mentioned, you can apply as an organization or as an individual. Those forms are on the same page, so make sure that you're filling out either the left-hand side for an organization or the right. They're in two different columns. Once you complete those forms, you will be redirected back to StaySafeOnline.org's homepage, and it will be submitted. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Nancy.
Great, thank you so much. So Danielle already mentioned the toolkit, obviously, and we're very excited that it's now available and ready for your all use leading up to and during October. The toolkit is designed to assist you in your efforts and your participation in the month. It includes a variety of resources to engage and promote the overarching theme as well as those critical messages that were laid out. And it will help you, leading up to October again and throughout the month as well. Some of the content you will find includes, sample social media posts for Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, all of them. Guides on how to host an event and other top tips. Lots of things that Danielle was referencing throughout her previous slides, and you'll find that all in the toolkit. Other forthcoming resources will also be coming. We're going to be doing kind of a rolling release of various toolkits, various tip sheets and other topic areas that will be helpful throughout your planning. Danielle, back to you.
Yep, and as I mentioned earlier, champions do get additional resources. We really want to make sure that you guys are doing really well during October. And so we provide you with that template press release to announce your champion status, additional sample initiatives, which actually include some great resources on how to, for example, implement a phishing program to train your employees in your organization, and some special NICSAM branded videos as well. And then the template email and a sample communications calendar. I don't know whether we've mentioned that yet, but often a lot of the time the idea of planning communications for an entire month for an organization is a little bit daunting. So what we've done is provided you with some key communications initiatives that you can implement throughout and leading up to October. And we really want you to get involved in the conversation on social media. So the hashtags for this year for October are hashtag BeCyberSmart and hashtag CyberAware. At NCSA, our StaySafeOnline handle right there, we will be using these consistently. So if you want to check for updates, that's where everybody else will be posting and where we will be posting. And then obviously this is the handles are right there, and you have Director Krebs and Jeanette Manfred's handles there for their key updates and what they're up to during the month, because I know they're going to be very busy as well. Right?
Yeah.
Great. So this is just a brief overview of some upcoming September and October events hosted by NCSA or CISA. September 18th through 20th is the 2019 CISA Cybersecurity Summit in National Harbor, Maryland, which will bring together critical infrastructure stakeholders from around the world to a forum with presentations focused on emerging technologies, vulnerability management, incident response, risk mitigation, and other current topics. In mid-September, we will have a follow-up to this webinar for all NICSAM champions with updates on October. More details about this webinar will be released soon. We also have a number of upcoming Cybersecure My Business events. The next workshop will be in Madison, Wisconsin on September 24th, and then in Austin, Texas on October 22nd. Both workshops are free to attend and feature presentations from local and national experts, and a workshop based off of the NIST cybersecurity framework that I mentioned earlier. And we also hope you can join us for a Cybersecure My Business webinar on October 9th on cybersecuring the supply chain makes cybersecurity a competitive advantage. You can learn more about these events and register via the link at the bottom of the slide, StaySafeOnline.org/events. Nancy?
Great, thank you. So now that we've gone through, I skipped a slide. As Danielle mentioned, if you're interested in having someone from CISA join you at your event this October, you can request a speaker by filling out this simple form. And again, we have, obviously our staff here in Washington, D.C., our leadership and other experts. We also have the cybersecurity advisors, which are located across the country. So we have, and obviously those also in D.C. will travel. So we have lots of options to help support your event. So you can fill out this simple form that's located here at this website link on your slide, and then just will help us review your event and help us match you with the best potential speaker. Thank you. Next slide. Here we go. Now that we've gone through everything in October, we just want to take a moment to briefly highlight our Stop Think Connect campaign, which has been mentioned already today. And this is the cybersecurity awareness campaign that is run year-long that CISA and NCSA also partner on. So this is our general cybersecurity awareness campaign, and it's really focused on helping all Americans stay safe online throughout the entire year. So the Stop Think Connect campaign, or STC, is a unique public-private partnership run by our two organizations. The program's partnership is broken into 4 categories. Those of us at CISA maintain and manage the government, not-for-profit, and academic organizations, while NCSA manages the private sector membership. So all the information can be found here at our website, as well as Stay Safe Online. So please, if you're not officially a member, go and join the STC campaign.
Great, thank you, Nancy. So the information covered on today's webinar can all be found on NCSA's website, StaySafeOnline.org. And if you have any questions at any time, please don't hesitate to reach out to us by emailing info@StaySafeOnline.org. And one of the best ways to stay up to date on all things NICSAM and NCSA is to follow us on social media. Our Twitter handle is @StaySafeOnline. We are also on LinkedIn as National Cybersecurity Alliance and at Facebook.com/StaySafeOnline.
And then we've got Nancy's information here that we'll leave up whilst we answer a few of these questions. And I can see a few here that we will need to answer. So, so do champions need to renew from last year? Yes, they do. Being a champion, whether you are registering for National Cybersecurity Awareness Month or Data Privacy Day at the beginning of the new year, it is an annual commitment. So everybody who registered last year will need to register this year. This is the best way for us to understand who's involved, what they're doing, and it also is the best way for you to get all of those new toolkit items that pertain to the 2019 campaign. Okay, the toolkit actually is ready now, and the toolkit basically goes out to you once you register. So once it's available, if say you register next week, we would likely be sending that toolkit to you within the next 5 working days after that. So it is available now. Okay. Do you share champion sign-in information such as emails with any third party, or do you sell this information to anyone? We do not share any information from any of our emailing lists from champions with anybody, period. It does not go beyond NCSA for our use to contact you. It does not go to anybody else, I promise. And I think this one's for you, Nancy, regarding can you focus the talks with a speaker, I would imagine, at someone's event towards higher education? Can they focus to different subject matter?
Oh, yes, yeah. Most definitely. And we have a large initiative within our, within my office, working on cybersecurity education, so we can also, spin our conversation that way as well, because that's actually, a large part of this community.
Okay, and as you're still looking, are the CISA speakers free of cost, or is this paid for by the requested business?
Oh, no, it's free of cost.
Yep. Everybody, especially government, tries to get everybody out there to just make sure that everybody understands what's going out and that they're happy to
It's our job
educate.
it's our job to get these resources out to you guys and make sure that they're available and easy to understand, and we're happy to come out and talk to you all.
Okay, well, I'm getting questions about the Twitter chats this year, chat STC, I would presume. We are not having Twitter chats this year. What we are going to be focusing on is conducting actual social live segments. So that would be on Facebook Live, on Twitter Periscope, with experts on some of these subject matters that we've talked about today. We feel like this is a much better avenue for us to explore for content that you can look back at later on. And so you're not scrolling through a bunch of tweets to find some information. It's all going to be there for you to use and within your organization and out. If you are redirected back to the home page after signing up as a champion, that does mean it has been sent to us. That's a successful send of your form. I'm just looking through the questions here. Okay, so do you have materials focused on data privacy? Yes, we have, I believe, some tip sheets that we put together, Nancy, for this year for Data Privacy Day, and also NCSA has a plethora of data privacy resources for you to use in our resource library. Okay, as a champion, will there be social media support from NCSA? So, for example, if a champion shares a series of content tagging NCSA and the respective hashtags, will NCSA provide retweeting and resharing support for those communications? I actually manage all of this, the NCSA social media accounts, and provided that I see them, absolutely yes. Provided that you're using them, obviously there were more than 81,000 uses of the hashtag last year, so I can't retweet them all, but we do our very best to go through them and make sure that we're highlighting you all as well. It does not have to be NCSA or CISA materials for us to promote them. We will take a look, and if we feel that they're of a benefit, are in line with this year's theme and the core messages, we will share your materials as well. Okay. What date are the weekly themes posted on the DHS website?
So there is not going to be weekly themes this year. The overarching theme is the theme, basically. We went back and forth on this, but we heard some feedback. Some people loved the weekly themes, some people did not like them. They thought it was too restrictive or whatnot. So we thought this overarching theme that really has these three pillars, if you will, was a good compromise. These are great topics that have lots of topics under each pillar, and could easily be broken up into weeks if that's how you want to organize your activities. Or, you can talk about owning it at the end of the month and, protecting it at the beginning of the month if you want. It's up to you. You're able to, take this information and leverage it as best suits your own needs.
Thank you. There's a question here. For the press release announcing new champions, is this a press release that is distributed by NCSA? The answer is that NCSA does distribute press releases, but we do not distribute press releases on behalf of champion organizations. The idea is that we provide you with the copy and you fill in the content as it relates to your organization and you distribute the press release, whether that be to national media or if you just want to post something to your corporate blog and share it that way with, internal stakeholders or to mailing lists. That's the use you get out of that one. As a champion, are there opportunities to author bylined blogs for StaySafeOnline.org? We do accept guest blogs for StaySafeOnline.org during October. The schedule fills up very fast. It is open to our board member companies and close partners. But if you feel like you have something you really, really want to share, whether it be kind of new research-based information and some messaging around that, then you can email the info@StaySafeOnline.org account with your pitch, and we will review it. And I think that's all I can see in that FAQ channel for now. So with that, I think we'll start closing this up. Jen, if you could take us back to the previous slide. Great, thank you. So if you have any other additional questions you would like for us to answer, please email that info@StaySafeOnline.org account, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining today. The video recording of this webinar and the presentation slides will be uploaded by the early next week at the very latest. Thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you all for October.